Hi, if you're watching this video, it means you have got access to our final 3-year personal finance tracker. Once you get a guide and a link with a file, you will see the following message. The attached app script file and functionality will also be copied. It means that the tracker is using the script on the background in order to have the file to work. And I will be guiding you on how you would need to set it up for the first time. Once you hit make a copy, you may need to wait a couple of seconds or minutes, depending on your hardware. Now, the first page will be opened with the instructions. Additionally, you will get all those instructions in a separate PDF file so that it will be even much more easier for you to use. So here, if you scroll down, you will also get a sample spreadsheet, and this is going to be the spreadsheet that I will be using for showing you on how to use the file. But you could click on it and you will get exactly the same message, and you will also have to make a copy of it. Тут вирізуємо. Поки чекаємо, або прошвидшуємо, або вирізуємо відео. Okay, now I have a sample sheet good to go, and I will show you how to start using the file. So, first of all, you will have to choose the year. And this is one of the reasons of why the script is running on the background. So, since we already considered that most probably you will get this template in 2025, we additionally included 2024 year, but most probably you will start using the tracker starting 2025. So once you choose the year, as you see right now, it all shows January 2024, February 2024, etc. And what you will have to do, you will have to click on this button, Show Month Sheets for the selected year. It may take some time once you do that. So just be patient and wait until all the system and all the formulas in the file will be updated. So click on this green button. You will see the message running script. You may need to click on the button twice. Now, this is something you will only have to do once. So the first time you have got access to the file. This is the only one time you will have to do that. So next time when you update the year, you will not have to repeat the same steps. But at the first time, I will guide you on how to set up the file so that your script is running correctly. So, of course, authorization required means you have to hit OK and you will get a new window for your Google account. So, you will have to choose a Google account, the one that you will be working with on this file. Google has not verified this app, of course, because this is the custom script that will be running on the background. What you will have to hit advanced and click on the following button. Go to 3-year finance tracker script. Now the system at Google will ask you to allow to have access to the 3-year finance tracker script. And it will be exactly the same if you are using our 5-year finance tracker script, but only for the 5-year. So the extractions will be exactly the same. You hit allow. This is most probably because of I clicked it twice, but that's pretty much all you have to do. Stop. Shouting. Important that important Так, тут мы вырізаем. Important to remember. Sometimes the script may get some error messages. So if that happens, don't worry and just start exactly. Так, це ми вирізаємо. Це вирізаємо. Important note. If your script did not run successfully and you get error messages on the top, don't worry and just do exactly the same thing. It may happen, you may get some errors, usually it does not happen, but if you do, just go back, again, click the green button, hit OK, choose Google account, go to advanced, click on go to 3-year finance tracker script, click allow, and now click a green button again. So don't forget to do that because the first step that we have just done, we only allowed our Google account to use customized script. So once you go back to the file, make sure that you click the green button again. You will see this message running script. It may take some time depending on where you're using the file, depending on your system, on the internet, on your laptop, etc. So just be patient and just wait. Again, you will have to do it only once so that the system upgrade the year that you need to start tracking your finance activity. In our case scenario, it's 2025. So we're gonna wait for that, and you will see changes in a minute. As you see right now, it's January 24, February 24. So it's still year 2024. And what it's doing now, the script is pushing all the formulas and all the data sheets to be at 2025 year. So we are just going to wait for it to happen. Тут пришвидшуємо, тому що тут ми зараз просто чекаємо, поки скрипт грузить. Now you see that the system is changing now, and we already got changes January 25, 2025, February, so everything is actually updating now. But let's still wait for it until you see the message that the script has been run successfully. Now, only after you have seen the message done, you hit OK. Now we are ready to use the script. This message should disappear automatically, but if it does not, as of right now, let's leave it here, and you see finish script message has popped up. It means that the script has been fully ready to be used for the year 2025. If you will be choosing the next year, 2026, 2027, the script will be running exactly the same way, but you will not have to give additional authorization for Google account since you already done that for this script that is included in the file. Now let's start using the file and see how it looks like. So the only one thing you will have to do here is to choose your currency. If currency is not available in the list of available ones, just feel free to add the currency label and the sign here so that it will show up in the pop-up menu. Here we have the following listings. We have fixed expenses, variable, savings and investments, and income flow. We have already added the most common categories for each, but feel free to edit, remove any of those categories depending and aligned on your financial expense activity. So we could just put test, and you could also remove and do whatever you want to do with those categories. So once you have set up the categories for fixed, variable, savings and investments, and income flows, now we are ready to go and use the tracker. So I will be showing you example on January month. But the logic, of course, is exactly the same for any year and any months that you will be tracking your finance activity. We will start from the income tab. Income tab uh, includes income sources, so you choose the category of income source you have set up at the setup page. You put your goal amount and you put actual amount. Those bills are auto calculated. So if the actual amount is lower than you expected, it will show up in a red color, and it will show in both numbers and percentage in the difference of expected and actual. Here it will show overall. So here it will calculate all your income sources, and it will tell you, okay, so well, the difference is 19% in what you have expected primarily. But let's say if I expected to get from the business 1,000. By the way, don't do any changes here. If you do, uh, you will get warning messages so that we prevent you from accidentally putting and editing the formula, because it will not work. So if you did so, just hit cancel. And so let's say goal for my business is 1,000, but in the actual I received 2,000. And you see here now it's auto calculated average for all your actual and goal amount. And now it's going to tell you, okay, well, you are over 21% here. A great thing here is also entry of working hours. So usually we know approximate working hours. So let's say if I put 180, it will tell me what is my hourly rate, which is a great way to monitor your progress. Now, we are going to scroll down to actual expense logging. We have summary of fixed expenses, summary of variable expenses, and investments, which is actually the primary reason of this tracker. We will start from the summary of fixed expenses. All we have to do here is to enter a maximum percentage to spend. I know there are some fixed rules of how much percentage we have to spend on what, but we are all different and our income flows are different. So I think we should decide for ourselves that how much we want to spend for each month, because it all varies individually. So here you only have to enter the actual percentage you want to spend. Please don't forget to ensure that you have the percentage sign next to the number. Otherwise, it's not going to show up correctly. So make sure that you have a percentage sign right next to the number. The below fields are all auto-calculated, so you don't have to do anything with this, but I will explain what it means. Goal amount, of course, is based on this 30% and your total income. So goal amount, this is expected amount that you have to spend for fixed expenses category. Actual amount will be always updating based on what you enter here for your logging expenses. Let's say I add 200 and I choose the category, and of course it will be updated. These fields are also auto-calculated. It tells you how much for you is left to spend, both in amount and in the percentage. So you know how much you are still good to spend based on your percentage expectations and income flow. Now, since this is 3-year finance tracker, and also we have a 5-year finance tracker, and the logic is the same, it's very important that you don't enter a different months. I will show you why it is important, because it's all tied up to their annual analytics, which is also a great feature of this tracker because it will show you analytics for all the 3 years. So this is important to notate that you don't enter wrong months here and the year. If you have the wrong year here, it will auto show, it will auto put it in a red color so that you know that you're doing something wrong. So if it happens, you just go ahead and you ensure that you have January 2025 here, and then you are good to go. So this has been added for you to ensure that all the annual and the 3 year or 5 year analytics is correct. So going back to the fixed expense summary. So you choose a date, you choose expense category from the setup page categories that you are going to put for yourself. You could add any notes and of course the amount. This is a general amount. This is a summary of all the spendings that you have for fixed expenses. The same logic is for variable expenses. You only enter expected percentage to spend. The metrics below are auto-calculated and the metrics are exactly the same. So your goal amount, actual amount will be auto-updating. In this case scenario, you could see that we exceeded already the amount at 6% and we spent more. We spent $220 more than we have expected. All right. Now, what is good about variable expenses also? If you go up, if you scroll up, you will see variable expense breakdown. And if you actually click on each breakdown, you will see how much both in numbers and percentage you spend for each category. And by the way, what is really cool that usually we cannot, we don't know how much we spend for groceries and food per month. So even if you track your any expenses and you choose exactly the same category, grocery and food, it will be auto added to the breakdown. So don't worry if you have to repeat the category here. So now let's move back to our savings and investment breakdown. So the strategy is pretty much the same. The only one thing that you will not have to enter savings percentage here because it will be auto calculated. Right now it's 30%, but let's say if I change it to 50% for my variable expense, it will be to 20%, right? Now the logic is exactly the same. So you choose a date. If the date or if the year is not correct, it will give you the it will put your date in a red color. And you do exactly the same. So you choose a date, you choose a category, associated goal, you put notes if needed, and of course the amount that you invested or saved for this specific goal. All the fields here are all the same, except of this one. So we have decided that, okay, sometimes all your expectations, all your predictions you put for your expenses, of course, may not be exact. So this amount left to save shows you what actually you have left. So what is your actual cash flow left, like what you have based on your total income and all the expenses including fixed and variable, and it will auto showing you on, okay, you still have $37.30 dollars for your savings, even though here it shows 2080 because this is what you logged. But here, this field is important because you know exactly what is exact amount for you where and which amount you could invest or save. So pretty much here, this should match your left to save, unless you have some cash that you don't want to monitor or you forgot to monitor, but at least you know what is left to spend. As an example, right now I have 3730. If I put here that I spent for something $370, it will be auto updated to 3360. And again, if I put oh, I apologize, I think I put it 730. You see, now it will be auto updated, saying to you, okay, well, I understand that your goal is 1900, but you actually managed to save 3000. So you know where is another $1100 and where you could spend it. Savings and investment breakdown is exactly the same. So if you add any other category, let's say pension portfolio, and let's say you spend 200, of course it will be added to investments and the breakdown section. That's been pretty much all, and this is how you will be doing the same for all the other months. What else is really useful here? Expense summary page. You don't have to do anything here. So this is just for you to see the total amount of all expenses, no matter if it's fixed or variable. So here you will see the months. Of course, this is for 2025 here. You will see your goal. If it's zero, by the way, it means that you did not enter your goal amount for income. So let's say if I go back to August, I see that it's zero. You see, it means I did not put here my goal. Now, if I go back to expense summary, it will be updated. So the goal, again, is based on the percentage, that you enter for each expense category. Same here, variable. We do see that August is 0 and December is 0. It means that we did not enter expected percentage to spend here. So we go ahead and do that. Same for December. And of course, you have to understand that only when you start using the tracker, of course, it will not show up here. So here at the expense summary, it will be giving you error messages because, well, if you only have 2 months filled out, right, it will not show up. So if it show you error messages, it is absolutely okay. But you don't have to do anything here. This is just a graphical view, both as a numbers view for all your total expenses. I usually take a look at my total expense for each month. Now let's move to one of the favorite part, of course, which is a dashboard. So what is great about this dashboard and why I was saying that it's important to ensure that you put the correct date for, especially for your savings and investment breakdown. Here you could choose the range. Of all your investments. Since it's already filled out, so in let's say 2-3 years, you could just go back to the dashboard, the same file, and choose let's say your investments and breakdown for, you see, 3 year. Since this is a 3-year tracker, and you will see it here that it's for 2025, 26, 27. Of course, the script will be running until 2027 year. So you are good to monitor and see all your expenses here and see all the breakdown and all the savings and investment breakdown, which is really, really, really great, and that you don't have to use and go back to different files to check that. Here, you could choose any year right away and to see the following metrics, such as income, expense. So this is annual. This is annual. So this is not a range, right? So your savings and investment breakdown is a range. But if you scroll down and you will see annual metrics, so this is only annual metrics. You cannot see the metrics for the whole year because it really doesn't make a lot of sense actually. But for savings and investments, this is actually great. And by the way, if you click on the breakdown again, you will see exact amount in both percentage of which category you invested the most and how much, let's say, you had for savings. So again, if you scroll down, this is your annual income investment progress and some metrics. This has been pretty much clear, I think. Left to spend. If you spend more, it's gonna show the minus. So let's say we are at 2025 here, and I'm gonna tell, okay, I have spent for something 20,000, and you go back to dashboard. Of course, it will show you, well, you overspent a lot. Okay, and of course, it will show you best saving months, biggest expense when it was in the 2025 year, and of course, average hour rate. This is actually quite cool to see your progress and to see the difference at each year. So this is really, really valuable tracker to be able to compare. Annual income investment progress, of course, is based on your income, and the investments logging again, not at the amount we have to left to spend, but actual logging. So make sure that your that's why I would recommend to ensure that your logging activity matches left to save field. And that's been pretty much all. If you scroll down, you will see all the graphical view and the breakdown, annual goal versus actual goal. Again, for 2025 here, let me maybe make it like this. You will see annual goal distribution. Again, you could always just click on it and see in detail and in percentage of investments, fixed expense, and variable. Also, a great way to monitor and track your expenses. Same for goal and actual income, goal versus actual savings investments of how you did for each month, goal versus actual fixed expenses, and the variable expenses. And of course, if you update the year, it will be all updated. So I really hope this tracker will be helpful for you to use for 3 years or 5 years tracker, depending on which one you decided to buy. And I really, really hope that that it will be helpful for you, and you will be able to analyze your investments and savings and all your expenses and the categories, and so that it could help you to manage all your finance activity and to save and to invest for your dreams. Thank you so much for choosing Wisdom Way spreadsheet. I hope it's been informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.